Hello, everybody. What a disgraceful day this has been, eh? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever anyone is. This is just disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. Another serious problem with this board once again. Whippy. Here we go. Anyway.
Here we go. We haven't had any of them, have we? Sorry. Sorry. Did you mean the 18-year-old striker we've signed that doesn't even make the Hearts first team? By the way, we didn't buy him either. He's just on loan.
Oh, for God's sake. But anyone that saw my rant with the board the other day, I think I was quite justified about saying what I was saying. And now me and Paul, not potentially back. We are back. And we're fit fighting, ready to go now on this board tonight. This stream will be as long as it needs to be until we feel like we've all vented what we had to vent. So, Paul, do you want to start? Because I've got a lot I want to say, but I'll let you start if you want.
What's there to say? I'm absolutely shocked in the utter incompetence of this board that comes out and says in the summer, we're going to come out with some ambition. We're going to buy players. Started off really well, getting players we needed in. Not saying they were world class in the summer, but we got Kudos, which was an upgrade on Johnson. We got Paulinho, which was a good sporting thing on loan. We got Mwani, obviously didn't turn out too good, but you're never going to hit them on every one of them, and we signed Simmons, which is now coming good, which we all knew he needed time to settle in. So to me, that was a good start. But then we get to this window and we didn't replace Son in the summer. So we should have at least had a left winger on there ready to go 1st or 2nd of January to get them in for this game. And then what do? Don't sign anybody. And then the minute Bentancur gets injured, we'll sign Conor Gallagher. And then they spend so much time trying to get a 19-year-old left back that's only played 24 professional games of football into the club. And then, lastminute.com, and we go and sign an 18-year-old striker on loan that's never played in the Premiership. To me, I've got no questions about these two youngsters coming in. Fine, great, fantastic. Right? But they're not players for now. We've got 13 first-team players on the treatment table. And what do we do on deadline day? Absolutely nothing. And to me, it's just an utter disgrace. If you want ambition and you're going to tell us you're going to ambition, at least have the balls to go and show it. I'm not asking for world-class players, but we needed reinforcements. We were in the last 16 in the Champions League, and we've got a league campaign we need to get back on track. We should have had players back into this squad, and we haven't got any, and it's an utter disgrace. And anyone who defends this board after this, well, I don't know what to say to them. I really don't. This was their chance to prove, post-Levy, that Levy was the problem. Go out and get the players. And what did they do? Sweet FA. They're running my beloved football club into the ground. We are so bare thin at the minute, and we've got 3 tough games coming up. And I guarantee you, one of our players in those games will pick up an injury of some sort, whether it be because they'll be playing full on for 90 minutes against 3 top teams in the Premier League. Man United are sitting 4th in the league. Newcastle, we never do really well against them. They've always got somebody who can hurt us. And the other one is a scum down the road, who at the minute are playing out of their bloody skin. So, and what do? We go and get an 18 and 19-year-old. Sorry, it's laughable, but it's not funny. To me, you don't want to buy, you don't want to spend the players, you don't want to spend the money. Just sell it. Just get rid of it. Stop talking shit to all the fans and come out and say, this is what I want. This is what we're going to do. We're selling. Sell the damn thing. You obviously don't want it. You've got no ambition to do anything and improve this team. You had your opportunity, and they're going, oh, it's not the right players. It's not that. Well, the players that have moved, you know, and I can use there's a number of names that have moved this window that would have improved our first 11 and wouldn't have cost a lot of money either. What can you say? There is nothing you can say. It's just, what the hell has Lange been doing? What's our fucking chief scout been doing? What have any of them been doing? You know, honestly, it's become, we've become a laughing stock, you know, and I'm not being funny. We're going to need childminders. We don't need a manager or a coach. We need a fucking childminder. With the amount of kids we have in our first team right now, it's absolutely disgraceful. You know what I mean? Who have we got fit? Your doggy's not completely fit yet. Solanke's just come back for an injury, can't do 90 minutes. Conor Gallagher's hardly played all season. Sar's just come back. I reckon Sar's about the only one of the fit players we've got. Fucking Romero in defence is going to get thing, but I think he's carrying some sort of knock. Danzo's picked up a knock. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks. Mm-hmm. So what now? Where are we going? This is what I mean. It's utter incompetence. You know, and then they're going on about, you know, you can't even bring in, like, surely today you should have been about getting 3 or 4 players in on loan, no option to buy, just get them in to help this squad out. You know, and they've done nothing. They've done absolutely nothing to help this squad. And they've just basically thrown Thomas Frank under the bus. As much as I don't like his football, you should at least give him a chance. You know, give him a chance, give him the players. There's your players, you know, and then obviously people start to trickle back. But yeah, I just can't see it. I reckon we're going to be injury ravaged now for the rest of the season, because players are going to be playing when they come back from injury. They're going to be playing 4 or 5 games in a row in quick succession. And they're not going to be playing like 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes. They're going to be straight in at fucking full 90 because we haven't got any other senior players to play there. You know, it's like, what are we going to come out with? The under-21s to play Premiership football? Because that's what it's going to be. What do you say? Honestly, what do you say? You know, you can't blame Frank. He doesn't buy the players. You know, Paratici, stay in to help us in this window. Ever since they said that, we've signed nobody. So what exactly was he doing? I know what he was doing. He was signing players for Fiorentina. They signed 4. No, but do you see what I mean? The whole thing is it's just bonkers, mate. Honestly, the whole club is a shit show from top to bottom. You know, the owners don't know what they want. They don't know how to fucking run a football club on or off the pitch. You know, since Levy's gone, you know, they do all these like nice PR stunts. And, you know, I don't know if you follow Tottenham on YouTube, but you constantly get these training videos or question and answer videos of the fans or whatever. Hang on a minute. If they're playing shit, I don't want to see question and answer videos. I want them on the fucking training pitch. You know, picking up and fucking getting their match fitness up. Not freaking fecking about doing interviews in fucking Spurs play. Not interested. If we were top of the league where Arsenal was, yeah, go for it. You know, we'll have some of that, but we're not. You know, the players don't turn up every week. They go to sleep. Frank sets us up too defensive at times. You know, just honestly, it's the whole club from top to bottom. The messages that come out, the messages that come out of their gobs is nothing to what they do in actions. And it's, for me, it's time for them to go. They cannot sustain this now. After this window, they really cannot sustain this, surely. They, you know, a club that's in the last 16 in the Champions League and we're as injury ravaged as we are, only to sign Conor Gallagher, who basically come in to replace Bentancur when he got injured. So what the hell have we done this window? All this fucking talk and then, you know, that Semenyo comment was just fucking pointless. You know, Frank coming out in the interview. We obviously know he's been told to say that from the top. You know, but we did go for Semenyo. Semenyo had already decided at the beginning of December he was going to Man City. So why was that even an issue? Oh, we went in for him. He'd already decided on a club. And what made me laugh, people saying, oh, well, he's not going to get played at Man City. He's just going to be sat on the bench. He's played every fucking game since. And let's not forget, he scored on his debut and he put another one past us. Now, what do you do? Honestly, what do you do? How can they say they've got ambition and they've got this war chest of how much money? So we know we had 70 million left over from the summer, right? Then again, it was another 100. So we had 220 million effectively in January to spend, and I think our net spend is 12 million. No, but I'm just going what's come out of their mouths, not what we've said. This is what the club have told us. And then what do they do? Honestly, mate, it's just, yeah. The whole club is a joke. The whole club is a joke from top to bottom. But I've said this before, it's rotten all the way through. It's rotten to the core. There's no way they're going to be able to turn this round. And they go, oh, it's difficult in January to buy players. I don't want to go out and buy world-class players. I'm not asking you for that in January. But it was like Robertson, right? We knew we were short on left back, right? It's a prime example, right? We'd already arranged for it to go and do it in the summer, right? But because of circumstances, they wanted to bring it forward. So why didn't they do that on the 1st of January? Go to Liverpool and say, right, we need him now. Give Liverpool, and Liverpool could then gone, give us 2 weeks. They could have recalled. Roma could have got their left back in, and with a domino effect, he'd have ended up at Spurs. But no, what do? We leave it till freaking 3/3 of the way through the window when no one can get any replacements.
Well, but from what I've heard, he's coming in the summer now.
He was supposed to be coming in the summer anyway. The deal was always planned for the summer. But due to our squad situation right now, they needed him before. So when you've only got Ben Davies and Udogie, knowing that Udogie's only just coming back from fitness, surely on the 1st of January, they should be going to Liverpool and saying, right, we need him now. How much do you want? He's coming to us in the summer anyway. He's already agreed that. So we want him now, though. So how much do you want? Because he's a free transfer in the summer.
Yeah.
And Liverpool would have gone, tell you what, Spurs, it's the beginning of the window. We're going to say yes, but give us a couple of weeks to get a replacement in. They could then gone to Roma and recalled their left back. And then that would, at the start of the window, Roma could have gone, that gives them a whole month to replace them. And it's like our centre-back issues at the minute. Why the frickin' hell have we not recalled Vuskovic?
We tried to today, but he turned around and said, no, I prefer staying out in Germany.
It doesn't matter what he says. That you see, to me, that's a load of crap. But again, why was it left to the last day of the window where Hamburg can't get a replacement in? He should have been recalled at the start of January. But this is what I mean. We leave things too late. We're reactive FC. We're not proactive FC. We're fucking reactive FC.
Well, I don't even think we're reactive, to be honest. Look, right, my stance on this is, right, it's totally different. Well, no, it's not really totally different. It's a bit more different. I said I was going to give this board one window. I said I was going to give this board one window, and the thing is, this is where now I've given them this window. They've not actually delivered on what they said they were going to do, and it's an absolute shambles. Now, if I was ENIC out before, I'm more ENIC out now if you can get any further out than where you are now. Now, the problem I've got is people were saying, oh, you got to give them the January and summer. No, I ain't giving them no summer window. Like I said on the video the other day to people that have watched it, I'm not going to sit around and allow this board to give us any more grief in another. I don't want any more grief in another window. The only problem is this board are now just realistically going absolutely nowhere, and they're going to be taking the absolute biscuit because now they're not. If we won't go down, problem is we are on the urge of finishing 17th again, and I can. The problem is here, I can see it going one of two ways, right? That the board are going to say, oh, sod the league, and let's just put all our eggs in one basket again. Now, if they do that...
With that, all eggs in one basket, we've got 13 outfield players that are nowhere near as good as the likes of fucking what Man City have, or PSG's got, or Real Madrid's got, or Barcelona's got. We'll be lucky if we give them a game. We're lucky to field 11 fucking players.
See, the problem is here, right now, is the problem is if we have to go to playing if we're going to be saying that we've got to put our eggs in one basket, and we have to finish 17th again for a trophy, you can take a run and jump. Because at this point in time, I didn't agree with it when we done this last year, and I'm certainly not going to agree with it again this year. Now,
but last year we weren't as injury ravaged as we are now.
Yeah. The only problem is now, though, is do we now have to? Because I swear, if we do this and we go for the Champions League and we win it, fine, yeah, we'll be the champions of Europe, right? But what a way to actually do it by finishing 17th again. No way. I am not taking that for love nor money.
Ryan, I love your optimism. I love your optimism of us winning the Champions League. We ain't.
Look, you know, that's what.
And have you seen the 4 teams we've got that we could possibly face?
Yeah.
Who are we beating out of them? Bearing in mind, Galatasaray beat us last season at their own ground with a like a semi-fit squad. So who are we beating?
I mean, over 2 legs, could we do Galatasaray? I mean, over 2 legs, could we do Gally? Yeah, I think we could over 2 legs.
Probably, but then it's not the point. We're not going to get them because they got to play a playoff. So out of them, right? So you got Atletico Madrid, which they're probably the ones that are going to come through. And I can't remember the other 2. FC Bruges might not. But to me, yeah, we haven't hit one of the big boys, but we've hit someone who's going to give us a game.
Here we go. Yeah, but would Bruges give us a game, or would they just be a walk in the park? That's the big question.
No, the thing is, our players turn up for Champions League games. We know that. That's not the issue. Their commitment's there for the Champions League. But I just don't think they're good enough to win it. Now, have as much heart and soul as you like. And to be honest, our last Champions League run, That ain't going to happen again. Not the way we did it.
Do you know what?
If you remember, right, we played Man City, didn't we, in the quarterfinals?
Yeah.
Right? And they beat us 4-3.
Yeah.
Remember? At the Etihad, they beat us 4-3. But
Yeah.
we went through on away goals.
Yeah.
At 4-2, Man City were through. And we hit that last-minute goal.
Yeah.
Which put us through, right? Then we get to Ajax. We do the same in Ajax. It was a last-minute goal.
Yeah.
So do you expect us to do that again? When, bearing in mind, this time, there's no Son, there's no Harry Kane, there's no Lucas Moura, there's no Ali. Yeah, there's no creative players on the pitch. Oh, sorry. Oh, no, sorry. No, hang on a minute. Sorry. We've got Simmons, and we'll have Odebert and Tell.
No, Kudos is meant to be coming back in March, apparently, as well.
We'll see. But is he going to be as fit as he was? No. He's going to take 2 or 3 games to get back up to scratch. It's the whole thing is just a joke. Honestly, they have turned our club into a laughingstock. And the amount of injuries we've got, I'm not being funny, right? I'm gonna look at them down the road. Arsenal. They got that injury, didn't they? To can't remember who it was. But literally the next day, they went out and bought and hijacked Eze straight away. Because they got the injury, they replaced straight away. Yes, he's not getting much game time now. But they did it straight away. Even today. Today was a prime example. Right? Sunderland did it. Was it Sunderland? Yeah, they did it. They sold one of their players, didn't they?
Did they?
Sold one of their players. 30 minutes later, they've announced a new signing in that position. 30 minutes later. So if a club like Sunderland can do that, why can't we?
Well, you could ask, yeah, but look at Wolves. They're the best example. Look, they're down, but then they've been replacing players left, right, and bloody centre.
You know, I just don't believe that the people upstairs have any idea of how to source transfers.
They don't.
I just don't think they've got any clue about transfers whatsoever.
No, they don't. That's the thing. They don't. They don't. They honestly, they don't. That all they care about, right, is how much money they can make, and that's it. And this is what I said. And do you know what? I'm actually kind of annoyed because now, right? If you remember rightly, I turned around and said I want my Levy back. Well, I certainly want him back now. At least we would have got more players in. No. Right. The problem we had, right, and with Levy, as much as, you know, he's done so much to the business side of the club, when it comes to football negotiations, he used it as a business. So he had his business head on. So he'll be trying to save every penny, every pound, and clubs got annoyed with dealing with him. You know, because he was always trying to save $1 million here or 500,000 there or whichever. It was his negotiating style that nobody likes, and he took too long to get deals over the line. Because obviously, in a multi-billion-pound business, when he's sat in the boardroom, he's got 4, 5, 6 days to work out all the little nitty-gritty details of every single contract he signs. He's a businessman. It's what they do. You know, we needed someone with a football brain in there that knew. No, but we needed someone with a football brain in there that knew the powers of negotiation, but not to the point to piss them off, where they don't want to work with us. Yeah, but because that's what's happened. Yeah, but the thing is, though, we would have had more players in today, though. That's the difference. We would have had probably 4 or 5 coming through the door today.
Yeah, but what quality? Brennan Johnson, Harry Winks. You know, yes, he was great at negotiating, but he was negotiating on the wrong players. You know, at the time when he could have got these superstar players, when we hit the Champions League final, we were riding high in the league. That was the time where we should have gone out and got these fucking superstars. But we didn't. What did we do? We go out and buy Clement Longays, Timo Werners, and players like that. No, but it's the truth. It's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
So where do they go from here? They can't come out and say, we've got ambition. And if I hear one fucking word come out of them and say, well, we tried for Semenyo, we tried for him, you know, all these fucking Class A players, you know, but we couldn't get them because they didn't want to come to us. You knew that before you went in for him.
That'll be the thing that comes out either tomorrow or the next day. But one thing that we could all get is Raheem Sterling.
Do you know what? He's better than what we got. Get him. Get him. We haven't got a single winger on our fucking pitch. Get him. No, honestly, as much as I don't like him, as much as I don't think he's a fantastic player, right now, we could need his experience. You know, he's won trophies. Bring him in. He's on a free. Get him in. We need a winger. And he plays on the fucking wing, funny enough.
Hang on, but then like Savage would normally say, right? Tottenham don't do sensible.
No, we don't. That's the fucking problem.
And Savage said that so many times over the last couple of weeks, that Tottenham don't do sensible signings.
Of course they don't. Now, to me, you go and get Sterling on an 18-month contract. You don't put him on a 5-year contract. You put him on an 18-month contract because it's a stopgap. It's literally a stopgap, right? Then
well,
that
you could
gives
put him on a year contract. Could do that as well. Could put him on a year contract.
You only get rid of him walking out in January, do you? Next season. That's what I said. 18-month contract. This season and next season. Then that gives us a chance in the summer window to maybe get someone in, get some of our youngsters up, and then at the end of next season, he can go and we've got people there to replace him.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, it's a sensible signing. That's what it is, a sensible signing all day long.
Yeah. But people don't, but to me, I don't care what player comes into this club right now, as long as they're better than what we got. But right now, we haven't got anybody. We've got
but
nobody.
Would Sterling be able to play in the Champions League? That's the only question.
Huh?
Would Sterling be able to play in the Champions League? That would be the question.
Yeah, he's homegrown.
No, but couldn't he be cup tied?
Raheem Sterling's homegrown.
Yeah, but could he not be cup tied? No.
No, Gallagher's not cup tied either.
Even
though he played for Atletico Madrid.
Fair enough.
Get him in. You know, and it's, to me, yes, it's not the ideal player, but you know what? You've left it this bloody late. You've got no choice now. Just go and get it fucking done.
We'll probably hear about it in the next 24, 48 hours. I guarantee you that.
You know, and it's like, you know, for Sterling, he stays in London. He's got 18 months probably being paid 150 grand a week.
Yeah.
You know, and he knows he's going to get playing time. He's not fourth. He's not going to be fourth or fifth in the pecking order. He's going to be the first names on the team sheet.
Do you know what? I'm sad to say this, but he could be a star player. He could galvanise his career and banging in about 13 goals this season.
Yeah, but do you know what? If he does that, fucking fair play to him. We extend his contract. But in the meantime, even if he only puts in 3 or 4 goals, that's still more than what our wingers are doing right now. I'm not wrong. Our defenders are fucking some of our top scorers this season. What does that tell you?
I think I did. Do you know what? I'd probably even take Luis Suarez at the moment. That's how bad it is.
I'll take anyone who can score a fucking goal.
Well, Suarez can score goals.
You know, for me right now, it's not about the player or what they can do. We are up shit creek without a paddle. We need players. We need bodies. We need human blood running around that fucking pitch.
We've been like that for 12 months, though. Up shit street without a paddle. That's the funny thing about it.
Yeah, but in the summer, they did the right thing, in my eyes. They went out and they got 4 experienced, good players. Good players. I'm not going to say they were massive and world-class. They were 4 solid signings.
Yeah. Sensible ones as well.
Yeah. So that said to me, well, hang on, maybe this is changing. You know, and then come January, they were like, yeah, we're going to go out, we're going to carry on strengthening, we're going to keep going for experience. And then with the amount of injuries, we picked up 7 injuries in January. And what are we going to replace any of those? We haven't.
Do you know what? I would have taken someone like Ollie Watkins.
To be fair, I'd have taken anybody. Anybody can hit the fucking back of the net.
Can you go out on that pitch on Saturday and bang in a few for us?
Fucking wish I could, mate. But for me, the whole thing is just a shambles from top to bottom. The words they come out of their mouths don't match their actions. They really don't.
Who's on the free agent list at the moment?
I don't know, mate, but we could probably take a lot of them and fill the fucking 11 from them because we haven't got a fucking team right now.
Well, I mean, apart from Sterling,
my Sunday League team down the road has probably got more available players than fucking Tottenham Hotspur right now. You know, and they play fucking 5-a-side on the freaking thing. They probably got 15 players. Probably got more than us. They only play 5-a-side.
Do you know what is funny, right? I think even the team in my area, the Greenock something, has probably got more fucking players, more players than fucking Tottenham at the moment.
Yeah. But you know, right, again, to me, this is club incompetence at the highest level because they know when we're in Europe, we are playing at least 48 games in a season.
Yeah.
At least. That is the minimum that we're going to play, right?
Yeah.
Reality, you're going to play closer to 60.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you name me a player that can play 60 games at 90 minutes.
Porro.
Well, it's not 90 minutes anymore, is it? It's 110 minutes now.
Oh, yeah. Porro. There you go.
He's injured now.
Ah, for God's sake.
You think I'm kidding?
Oh, my God.
No, honestly, look. Right, I had this up earlier, right? And I'll show you.
You're going to show me something now, and I'm going to be probably absolutely shocked by it. But the funny thing is, right, whilst you're getting that up, right, funny thing is, right, we're all laughing at Crystal Palace that Johnson can't hit the back of the net.
Yeah, right. Can you see it?
Kinda.
Right,
Kinda.
so.
Yeah, that's better.
Hang on. I need to go. Right, James Maddison. Yeah?
Yeah. Well, we know he's out until next season.
Bentancur. Yeah. Kudos. Yeah. Ben Davis. Bergvall. Yeah. Richarlison. Porro. Dominic Solanke. Romero. Mickey van der Ven, Spence, and Dejan Kulusevski. That is every single one of our fucking first team. They all get into our first team. Every one of those players gets into our first team. So you tell me.
Well, you might as well put up the free agent list whilst you're here and see if any of them make it into the first team there. You might as well pull the free agent list up whilst you had that up.
Honestly, mate, it's just bonkers.
Because at the moment, it seems to be getting to the point where I think even some free agents would probably be better than nothing at the moment, to be honest.
At the end of the day, with how many players we have fit, it's a good job we have no FA Cup or no games in February apart from the league games. It's a good job because we haven't got the players to play twice a week.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's, you can't expect these young players to be doing 180 minutes of football every week.
Yeah.
Which is what's going to happen. As I said, we'll be filling our under 21s. And I said, I guarantee you now, right, in the next 3 games, right, Solanke's just coming back. He's going to have to play 90 minutes. Going to have to. Right, Mwani's going to have to play out on the left, rotating with Tell and Odebert. Those 3 are going to have to cover the wings.
Oh, God.
Simmons is going to be playing every fucking game. Gallagher's going to be playing every game. Sarr and Basuma will probably be switching between the 2 of them.
Polino playing with someone at the back.
Well, yeah. The club is a shambles right now, and it's like Spence now has got to play right back. So if Udogie gets injured, who's playing left back? Oh, Sousa, the 19-year-old we bought. Like, can you imagine? North London derby. We've got no fit left back, and Sousa has to play.
Actually,
I think all these birthdays have come at once. Well, it's true, is it not?
And what are we talking about? Gokares's birthdays have all come at once.
All of them. The whole of Arsenal's front line.
Oh. Do you know what though? Sousa might actually be what everyone's classing world class.
He's 19.
Yep.
He's not going to be world class. He's played 24 senior games in Brazil. Not in La Liga. Not in Serie A. Not even Liga. In fucking France. Or the Dutch league or the Belgium league. It's been in Brazil.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
See what I mean? It's kind of like, again, though, to me, that now puts so much pressure on him. And the minute he starts and the minute he fucks up, the fan base will turn on him.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. And it's not like, and then it'll be like, the next game will be like, oh, it's all Frank's fault. Oh, how? He hasn't got a fucking team to pick from. It comes down to it, though, when you know what the first 11's going to be, don't you?
Yeah.
Vicario in goal. You'd have Spence on the right. Romero and Van der Ven if they're fit. Udogie on the left. Paulinho. Gallagher.
Yeah.
Sarr or Basuma. Simmons.
Yeah.
With Odebert and Tell on the wings and Mwani or Solanke up front.
Yeah.
Right, so what happens if right, if Gallagher picks up an injury?
Don't. Hey,
No.
let's not think about that.
No, I'm being true, being honest. What happens? Gallagher picks up an injury. It's not exactly. It's not like we've got like 3 easy games coming up. We've got Man United, which is a very physical midfield. You've then got Newcastle, which again another physical midfield. And then just to top it off, you got Arsenal, which again another physical midfield.
Well,
You're telling me that one of our midfielders is going to pick up an injury in one of those 3 games? Yes, they are.
If Polina gets injured, yeah, right, then we do have someone like Sarr.
Well, no, Gallagher will have to go there, won't he?
Well, no. If you said if Gallagher's injured.
Oh, yeah. Well, it'll be Sarr and Basuma, won't it?
God. Oh, I shouldn't even be laughing, but if you don't laugh, you cry. It's simple.
You know, and honestly, we are that threadbare now. The minute we get another injury.
Yeah.
I mean, watch our bench when we play Man United. Look at our bench.
Yeah, we've got the likes of Byfield.
And then people will be like, Frank's not making any substitutions. He needs to change it up a bit. What, with an 18-year-old that's not played any senior minutes of football against Man United and Arsenal? Yeah, that'll go down well.
Oh, no, but don't forget, we have got that little wonder kid striker up front, though, who came from Hearts today.
Oh. Yeah.
The likes of what Lubo would be is probably going on with saying about him today.
Right? And right, everyone's like saying, oh, we got one over Arsenal today with that youngster. But then literally 30 minutes later, Arsenal announced an England under-19 international that they've signed for 3.2 million. So how did we beat them again? So we've got a player that they only wanted to trial. They wanted to trial this player. But we go in and say, no, we'll have him on a loan with an option to buy. And then Arsenal go out and buy a 19-year-old England international striker that's everyone's been raving about. But they buy him for 3.2 million. Huh?
Who was it that they bought?
I'll tell you now. So Arsenal, give me a second. Who did they get? Even West Ham have got a player on deadline day.
I know.
Oh, honestly, Diaxi or something?
Yeah.
So Diaxi to West Ham. Here we go.
Yeah.
Loan deal to the end of the season. Medical done. Where is it? I'll bring it up in a minute. There's quite a few here we goes, but none for fucking Spurs.
You don't know. You might actually stumble across one.
Right. So exclusive. Arsenal agreed to sign England under 19 international Jayden Dixon on a 4-year deal. Deal completed, 3.2 million plus add-ons. Arsenal view the player as a massive signing, beating several clubs to the signing. But we're happy we got one over him on a freaking 18-year-old from Hearts that we've not even bought. We've only taken on loan. And that Arsenal wanted to trial. Yeah, okay. Pull the other one.
Funny. Oh, good old Jamie Dixon. Yeah, of course.
You know, Everton, struggling clubs. Tyreek George, Everton player on loan from Chelsea, as revealed.
Yeah.
You know,
and then you got the...
Yeah, but this is what I mean. So if the likes of Everton, West Ham, Wolves can all strengthen their squads, why haven't we?
Because it's the board.
Board, directed Lange, chief scout. I don't care who it is.
Do you know what I would love to see happen? Here we go for
Who?
the sacking of Lange.
He should be sacked. After this window, there's no reason why he should still be here. He's left the club in an utter fucking shambles. And you know it was because Paratici, you remember when they did that interview? Paratici was supposed to be looking after the senior side and Lange was going after the youth players.
Yeah.
So it'll be, it was all Paratici. He didn't find the players and we couldn't get the players that we wanted. But Lange pulled through on the two younger signings that he's been watching for God knows how long. You know, that's what it'll be.
Oh.
You know, but to me, it's just utter incompetence. There's no plan. There was nothing there. Absolutely nothing. So to me, the whole lot of them need to go. The board, the director of football, even the freaking half the freaking players can go along for all I care. It just, honestly, I just want my club back.
So what you're saying is you want to burn the bloody club down and start again?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, we're in such a state right now. I don't even know how we're going to get through to the end of the season with the squad that we've got.
So if I said here's a torch with fucking fire on it, go out and burn the club down, would you do it gracefully or?
Huh?
I'm
only talking figuratively. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about as well. Like if I had a flaming torch.
What I mean is, if Enoch don't want to invest, they don't want to buy players, they don't want to show the ambition on or off the pitch.
Yeah.
Sell the fucking club. Sell it. Get rid of it. You know, what's the point in holding on to it if you're not going to invest in it? You're not going to do anything with it. You know, football isn't a money-making business. Football, you lose money.
I tell you what they're looking for, to pocket more money from all the concerts and the boxing and the F1s and the skywalks and stuff.
Of course they are. You know, Spurs can have 30 non-football events every year at that stadium.
Yeah.
30. That's basically one every week we're not there.
Yeah.
You know, and don't get me wrong, I love the repurpose of the stadium. I love the way they've done it. You know, so that stadium doesn't only make money every couple of weeks. It makes money every day. I like that. I like that idea. But it shouldn't, then that money should be going to the players on the pitch. You know,
well,
and
you can't do that because they seem.
To me, it's not about the money because we've got the money, right? We even offered Semenyo more money than Man City did.
Did we?
Yeah, he's on 150 grand at Man City.
We offered him.
We offered him over 200,
and he still turned us down.
Yeah, what's 50 grand though when you're going to go and play for Man City? And all the bonuses you're going to get from winning Premier Leagues, FA Cups, Champions Leagues.
Well, they're not going to be doing that this year. I know that much. They're not going to be winning everything this year.
You don't know, though. Man City are one of those teams. Watch Man City now. We've always been their bogey team, right? So you can't really look into much of the 2-2. But I guarantee you they'll now go on a run of like 10, 15 games in a row.
What, because Dr. Tottenham's come around?
No, because that's what Man City do. They get stronger as the season goes on. You know, and Cherky's coming into his own. Semenyo's already there. Fucking, they've now got Guay in defence.
See, I like Ryan Cherky.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they've bought new players. They've integrated them into the squad, which is why they are where they are right now. But Man City can put 15 games in on the bounce. Can Arsenal keep that up towards the end of the season? Who knows?
Mm.
You know, and at the end of the day, I'm glad we got the draw with Man City because it might actually make us go out and actually play against Arsenal, give them a game, and hopefully fucking beat them. You know, give them a shock and bring them back down to earth.
I can't see us beating them. I can't. Honestly, I can't. Best I can see there is a draw.
Well, we're at home.
That's what I'm saying. The best I can see is a draw.
No, I just want to see I want to see the performance that I saw in the second half against Man City. That's what I want to see every week.
Yeah, but you're not going to get that every week, though. You're only going to get that for second half of games, and that's because the board haven't backed Frank.
No, I think that's down to Frank. He plays with the handbrake on until there's nothing else left to lose. Then he goes, "Sod it, go for it."
See, I'm Frank. I don't care anymore. So to be honest,
so am I. To me, it doesn't matter who the manager is right now. It really doesn't. It makes absolutely no difference whatsoever.
No, because right. Look at and I've said this on Dave's channel as well, right? And I'll say it here as well because it's literally the best thing to do. Now, I've already said, like I said to Dave, I'm not going to give my opinion on the next manager because I just don't care who the manager is.
Yeah, but when have you seen me comment on a manager? I don't. Because to me, managers are just that. They're not even managers anymore. They're coaches. They're head coach. Yeah. Tell me, who's more important in a football club nowadays? Is it the manager or is it the director of football?
DOF.
Right. So if that's the case, shouldn't we be the DOF out? Doesn't really matter who's in the dugout. They just get given a list of players. These are the ones you can have. Which ones do you want? You know, they can't go out like they used to, like Fergie used to. Go out and say, I want him.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen anymore.
Do you know what, right? I just don't. I don't care because whoever comes in as the next manager, yeah, right? It's going to be the same shit over and over again. And nothing's going to change until Charlie and Viv fuck off out of this club.
They need to sell it, mate. They just need to sell it.
When they fucked off, then I might start caring again. But until then, I'm sorry, I can't give a flying monkeys.
At the end of the day, for me, it's not about not caring. I still care about my football club. But it's more about, for me, personally, they had their chance this window to show a bit of ambition. I wasn't saying go out and buy a fucking Yamal or a bloody Messi or a Ronaldo. You know, you're not going to get those sort of players. Semenyo included in that. But why can't we go out and get the John McGinns, the Conor Gallaghers, the Kudoses out there?
Well,
why can't we go and get those sort of players? You know, improve our squad. Huh?
We've actually got Conor Gallagher himself. So
no, but I meant players like him. You know,
right, yeah.
That are good players. Yes, they're not world class like Yamal, Rice, Bellingham, Messi, Ronaldo, bloody the list goes on. You know, Semenyos, they're not going to come to us.
Yeah.
But the Conor Gallaghers of this world will do.
Yeah, of course. But what I'm also...
Which in turn would improve our team. It would push us up the table. Right? And we would show we're competing for Europe. We're in Europe. Right? Then you go, right, okay, so now we've got the basis of a squad. Now we go and get better than what we've got. So then we go up slightly. Get another player in. Then that player who's in the first 11 gets pushed into the squad. Which is exactly what Arsenal have done. Which is why they are where they are right now. They've got 3 players in every position.
See,
we've barely got one. Huh?
I don't know what this ball's playing at, but what I do know is that they need to fuck off quickly.
They've got no ambition. right? They're saying, oh, they want to sign players like Semenyo and stuff, and that shows ambition. No, it doesn't. That just shows you're living in cuckoo land.
Yeah.
Right? We should have got Semenyo, not this season in the summer. We should have got him the summer before when he was available, when the likes of Man City and everybody weren't interested. Same with Eze. But again, what do? We leave it too late.
Yeah.
We leave it to the point where they get to a point where they're playing, they've overplayed in the team that they're in. They're doing really well. And all of a sudden, the big boys take notice. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. You know, once those clubs get involved, Tottenham may as well just walk away from it for now because we're not at that level.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, right? Do you think they would still want? Do you think 2 years ago they would have still wanted to be in this shit show?
Yeah, but it was different then. 2 years ago, 2 years ago, we had the likes of Maddison in the squad. You know, you had the likes of, you know, there was players there. You know, Maddison, Kulu, Van der Ven, Romero, Porro, Udogi. You know, it's a good basis of a team.
Well, we could have even got Eze at the beginning of the summer window.
Exactly, but we wait too long. You know, we knew we needed a creative player and we knew we needed a winger, and he could do both. It was a no-brainer of a signing. It should have been done.
Should have been done right. When the minute that summer window had opened, instead of faffing around trying to find a manager, get the fucking Eze in and then faff around with the manager after you've got Eze and some menu in.
Did you see what City did this window?
No.
Right, so what did they do? So Semenyo, right? He said he wanted City in December. Right? Literally, the minute that window opened, that deal was done.
Yeah.
Right? He was their top target. Done, bish, bash, bosh, done, dusted.
Yeah.
And then they were thinking about Gahey and they got an injury in defence, didn't they?
Yeah.
So they went straight out and did it. No messing. We want him. You know, they went straight and got him. And they got him for a steal as well at 20 million, by the way.
No.
You know, and it's just like, what are they doing? You know, whereas we've needed a left winger since the summer.
Yeah.
So, you know, to me, why are we not talking to these players before the window opens?
Because that's sensible, and Tottenham don't like sensible. They like to get a bargain.
Talk to these players before. So, you know, like, not saying thing, but Lookman was a prime example. You could have gone to Lookman and said, right, look, we're short on the wings. You know, you'll come in, you'll play first team football, you'll be in every week, Premier League, Champions League, right? Which is what the players want to play in. And we'd have got him for like 30 million.
Yeah, but that's too sensible for Tottenham.
No, but then that would have been, right? But that could have been dealt with in December. So the minute the window opened, it would have been here we go, straight in for a medical. And maybe we might beat Villa in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
You know, but this is what I mean. It's total, utter incompetence from the board. You know, you can't tell me that since last summer, they didn't know what needed strengthening.
Of course they did.
Right? And then you've got Paulinia, who they're still deciding whether to sign on a permanent or not.
that we should have done. We should have done at 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. It should have been this sort of decision. He's played well. He's playing in the games. We've got no one. Our injury crisis is knackered. He's one of our most experienced midfielders. To me, it's a no-brainer at the minute.
Yeah,
just do it.
And like I said, we should have done that
right
at 10 o'clock this morning or even beforehand.
That should have been done the 1st of January.
Yeah.
They should have activated that buy clause in the 1st of January.
Yeah, and we never did.
Right? Mawani should have been sent back on the 1st of January.
Never happened.
Right? He should have been like, no, end the loan, we don't want him, we're not going to buy him. Which would have left him to go to Juventus. Right? We would then had, but then if you're going to do that, if you know you're going to do that in December, you start looking for a striker. You go to Villa. How much do you want for Ollie Watkins?
80 million. Put it down.
Bang, bish bash, boss, it's there, done. We'll have him if he wants to come. Right? You know, but this is what I mean. It's kind of like, and all these should have been done in the first couple of weeks of January for what we needed. Right? So we should have had a winger in. We should have had a freaking ball player number 8 in. And we should have had a left back in. Right? And I mean an experienced left back, not fucking some idiot that they pulled out from freaking Brazil. I love, I don't even know him. I've never seen him play football. I've never seen him kick a ball.
Neither
Not
have
to
I.
say not in the guy, right? So to me, it's like, well, yeah, he's not going to be ready for our first team yet. He's not going to be ready for Tottenham Hotspur, right?
Well, yeah, but you don't know that.
Oh, so those three, we knew we needed those 3 players at the beginning of January, right? At the end of the summer. We knew we needed those 3 positions filled, right? Because Ben Davies is out of contract in the summer, right?
He won't get them. You'll all go.
We knew we needed a left back. We knew we needed a left winger. We knew we needed a ball player number 8.
Yeah.
Right? So those 3 should have already been picked, approached, ready to go in the first couple of weeks of the window.
Yeah.
Right? And the last 2 weeks of the window, obviously when these injuries have come up, right, we need to replace quick. Who do we get in? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely no one.
And what have we done? We haven't signed anybody. The only person we've signed is Conor Gallagher. I'm not counting Sousa because he's another kid to join the kindergarten at Tottenham Hotspur. But other than that,
Gugu Gaga.
We don't need a coach. We need a fucking teacher.
Now we need super nannies to come around and look after them all.
Honestly, the guy, the club is just not a joke.
Yeah.
Club is a joke. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know what to say. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how they've even got to this point, you know. And if I hear one thing, they went, we went for Semenyo, we couldn't get him. Well, we all knew that in December at the beginning when he said he wanted to go to Man City. That was game over for everybody, including Arsenal.
And I said to you at the beginning as well, that's what they're going to do within the next 24, 48 hours. Watch.
Well, yeah, they will. Of course they will. Because they'll try and get the fans back on side. There'll be some idiots out there.
I'll believe it, yeah.
Yeah. You know, we need to get out there and need to sign these fucking... You know, we need to sign some bloody players. You know, and they shouldn't have been leaving it to the last minute. Deadline day, right? Shouldn't be that you need to replace fucking half your fucking squad on the last day. It should just be a signing that, you know, opportunistic signings on the last day of the window.
Yeah, but like I said, right? At the end of the day,
you're never going to get one of your targets on the last day of the window.
No, but also the only thing we can hope for now is that Sterling comes in.
That ain't going to happen either. And if he does come in, all the fans will be like, oh, fucking hell, we got Sterling and fucking... Well, he's better than fucking Tell and he's better than fucking Odebert.
I mean, I'd take my 8-year-old boy at the moment and put him in right up front or on right wing. And he probably wouldn't do... He probably couldn't do much worse in this Tottenham team at the moment.
As I've already said, we're going to end up playing our under-21s. Watch, by the end of the season, We won't have a fully fit 11.
I think we might be going down to the under-16s by the time by the time the season comes to an end.
You know, to me, right, you've got an injury crisis in defence. You've got a player that's in Hamburg. Recall
and he
him.
said he doesn't want to come back.
Doesn't matter. He's contracted to Tottenham Hotspur. You know? But this is where, right? Again, it's where their contracts are all fucked when they do the loan deals. In that contract should have been, we have the right to recall at any point in the case of an injury crisis at a club and whatever, and we need him. We have that right to recall. He won't be in Hamburg next season.
He says he wants to spend another year in Germany.
Not going to happen.
Well, you tell him that then, because...
No, you know why it won't happen?
Why?
I can't see Frank lasting until the end of the season, right? And the board, if it's still fucking ENIC, which it possibly will be, they will bring back...
It will be.
They'll bring back the one man that's probably going to unite everybody. Majority of people, anyway. Right? And if you think Pochettino is going to let Vuskovic go back abroad, that ain't going to happen. He'll build his team round him. Because who's likely to go? Romero's likely to go in the summer. Van der Ven, if Liverpool come in for Van der Ven, he's gone.
Van der Ven says he wants gone anyway in the summer.
This is what I'm saying. So Vuskovic might not have a choice but to come back. He's still contracted to Tottenham Hotspur at the end of the day.
Well, Van der Ven says he wants gone at the end of the summer anyway.
Yeah, but do you think Vuskovic is only saying he wants to stay in Germany because he knows we've got Romero and Van der Ven in central defence and they play no matter what? Whereas if they both go, which is highly possibility in the summer.
Well, Romero, I don't give a shit about. He can go. He can fuck it off. No, I don't care about him too much. Van der Ven, I do give a shit about. I don't really want him going, but he's gonna go. So what can we do?
Of course, he's gonna go.
And then
you come into a club. You've just won a European trophy, and what did the club do?
Sweet fuck all.
We've made 3 permanent signings since Frank's been in.
And you know what? Like, it's going to be funny because
that's been Simmons, who wasn't ready for the Premier League when we signed him, had to bed him in.
Yeah.
Kudos and Simmons.
Yeah, and then like when you look at it, yeah, right. How long will it be before that? Well, hang on. Before I go on to that, right? Once we sell Van der Ven, they're going to pocket half of that money, if not all of it.
Of course they are.
And then they'll use that excuse to say, "Oh well, we tried to get someone in from Mickey Van der Ven's money." Bullshit! You didn't try, fuck all. And then, right when it comes to,
but I don't want him going to Liverpool.
I can't see him going to Liverpool. I think Madrid will want him.
You know,
I can see Madrid taking him. And then I can also see Romero going to Atletico as well.
Who?
Romero going to Atletico.
Yeah.
And then, right, how long would it be, yeah, right, before that someone like Simmons and fucking Kudos say, fuck off, I'm not wanting to be here anymore?
They won't.
You don't think so?
Yet. They're not proven yet. Kudos hasn't really been... Yes, he's shined for a few games for us. But he's not banging in the goals every fucking game. Big clubs ain't going to want him. He doesn't get into any of the top 6. Right? So he won't be going anywhere. And Simmons, again, the same thing. He hasn't done much. It might take him 2 or 3 years to get to the point where they start getting noticed by Real Madrid and whoever. For Kudos, it's too late, I think.
Well, maybe, but I don't know.
For me, it's just utter incompetence in the way that they've left this team for the second half of the season. It's utter incompetence.
I just think that once Van de Ven and Romero go, we go down simple. Because there's no way.
We won't, because you say that, but then Danzo will come in with Vuskovic. We've got players behind them. Defense isn't so much of an issue. It'll be gutting to lose Van de Ven and Romero. Romero's grabbed us a few points this season. So there'll be big losses. Both of them will be. But in the same sense, I can see why Vuskovic would want to stay in Germany, because he gets regular first-team football, which he wouldn't get at Spurs right now, because of Romero and Van de Ven.
I mean, if Romero had gone, then he'd probably play with Mickey.
Well, yeah, he would. But then you got Danzo in front of him as well.
Yeah, but I would rather have, at that point, I'd rather have Vuskovic over Danzo. That's the only thing.
Well, yeah, but but again, as I said before, they need to be telling these players we're playing 60 odd games a season. You're not going to be playing in every one of them. Because your body won't be able to handle it.
I can see Byfield playing quite a few games from now until the end of the season as well.
So can I.
Now?
So can I. If your doggy gets injured, Byfield will be out on the right and fucking Spence will be back on the left.
Yeah.
Oh,
but do you know what? That might be the making of Byfield, though. That might be the making of Byfield.
I forgot Spence is fucking out injured as well.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell.
So your doggy gets injured, we haven't got anybody. So at the minute, our game against Man United looks like it could be Byfield at right back.
Do you know what, though? Byfield hasn't played badly, though, when he played against Dortmund.
I'm not saying he did. But Man United's a totally different kettle of fish to fucking Dortmund.
But I was going to say, but can he prove it? If he has a good game against Man United, I think he might make a place.
So what? This is what I mean. It's again, you're going down the same route as everybody else does. They always do at this club.
No,
he might have 1 or 2 decent games, but he's a 17-year-old kid. He's going to make mistakes.
Yes.
And when he makes those mistakes, the fan base is going to freaking annihilate him. And you're not going to say they won't, because they bloody well will. They've done it to Gray. They've done it to Bergvall. They did it to Mikey Moore. So tell me.
No, they will. Of course they will. But I won't be one. Yeah, but I won't be the one jumping on Byfield's back, because I like Byfield. I saw him against Dortmund and I liked him.
But doesn't that show the sorry state of our club?
Yeah.
A 17-year-old prospect having to play as a starting right back.
Yeah. But at the same time, I think this could be the making of him. If he performs good in these games, right, and can come out the other end of it having good performances, then I don't see why he can't make it the challenge for the first team already.
Okay, fair enough. But then what happens when we play a Burnley or we play, a Leeds? They're not your high-profile games. No, they're not your high-profile games. Right, so you're not up for them as much. It's just standard human nature. Right, you're playing against Man United, you're pumped. You're playing against Arsenal, you're pumped. You're playing against Newcastle, you're pumped. Oh, but you're playing against freaking Tamworth next week. And that's where you see the makings of a good player. And I don't want to see it over 1, 2, or 3 games. I want to see it over fucking 25 games.
Yes, but
I want to
when
see it
you've
every
got a
game.
kid, but when you've got a kid playing, like you said, when you've got
But
a
he
kid
shouldn't be
playing,
put in that position.
no,
He
he
should
shouldn't
not
be.
be. He should not be in that position at this
No.
stage in his career. That could ruin him.
Yeah, it could. But
One
also,
bad game could ruin that kid's career at Tottenham.
yeah. But then what
And
did
you
I say
can't tell
about?
me that won't happen, because it will.
No, it will. But then so what you've got to look at in this situation, yeah, right? What's that saying, right? About Cole, you put pressure on Cole. It either does one of two things: it either turns into a diamond, or it crumbles under the pressure.
Not at 17, you don't do that. He's hardly played any senior minutes of football. He's not even been out on loan. So no, this is the thing. Why are we pinning our hopes on a 17-year-old fucking right back that we think's just going to come out and pull all the magic stops out and become a world-class player overnight? It ain't going to happen.
I'm not saying that is going to happen, but I'm saying, right, when you've got Cole, Cole, yeah, right, a number Cole in your hands. It's going to either crumble under the pressure, or he's going to make a diamond out of it. And if it makes,
but what I'm saying as well, right? He could have 3 good games. The next 3 games he could play really well. But then we come up against Forest and he has a clanger.
Yeah.
Then what?
That could also happen. I'm not going to sit here and say that ain't going to. It might.
But then what's going to happen? Because the same thing happened with Gray. The same thing happened with Bergvall. Same thing happened with Mikey Moore.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it might.
And to me, a 17-year-old shouldn't be coming on as a starting right back at Tottenham Hotspur.
No, he shouldn't be. Right?
No.
But unfortunately, because of this shitting fucking board, right, we've got no other choice at the moment, have we?
No, but that's what I'm saying. The point is, but on a game day, that situation, we've had that situation for the last fucking 5 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course we have.
And people are screaming, give our youngsters a chance, give them a chance. They come on, they might play well for a couple of games. But then they will have a bad game.
Yeah. Of course they will. Because they're young.
But then what do our fans do? Oh, he's shit. He shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be doing this. What's he fucking doing? Oh, it's all rubbish. It's crap. It's horrible. What do you think that does to the poor kid's confidence?
Well,
you know, and it's just wrong. Our fan base is so toxic. That's not a position you want to be in right now. Not with the way the team's playing.
Well, unfortunately, we haven't got a fucking choice.
No, but this is why we're finishing in the bottom half of the table on a regular basis. Definitely. Because we're playing kids.
Yeah.
What other team does Graham Bergvall get into the starting 11?
Doesn't. No, actually, maybe. Well, no, Bergvall has kind of proven himself. He's not fully there, but he's getting better. Or he was getting better.
I don't care. Right now.
I would say probably makes Burnley, but that's about it.
Who?
I say that Gray makes Burnley, but that's about it.
No, which club do those 2 players get into the starting 11 week in, week out? Name me one in the Premier League.
I've named you one. Gray makes the Burnley team.
Burnley team. The Burnley team that fucking beat us, yeah? In the last minute.
Yeah.
Oh, so they get into their starting 11. When they were in our starting 11, they got beat.
Yeah.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
They don't get into it. They don't get into any starting 11 in the Premier League. But because they're Tottenham players, we think they're fucking world class. They're
I
not.
don't think he's fucking world class though. This is the thing. I'm not going to be going out and doing a
No, but
fucking
my overall point of it all is why the hell are we relying on kids of 18, 19, 17, 18, 19 to pull us out of shit?
Because of the fucking bold.
Well, partly. But remember when we bought Gray?
Well, yeah, Luba was fucking creaming his pants.
Right? You know, and he wasn't the only one. But what's it proven? Same with Bergvall. Right? These players should never have been bought as first team players. They should have been bought, and there's no way we should have spent 40 fucking million on Archie Gray.
Well, no, I agree with you on that. We shouldn't spend 40k on 40 million on Archie Gray. He's nowhere near the standards.
No, but this is what I mean. But our team, they're relying on youngsters and kids to get us out the shit.
And it ain't gonna happen year in, year out.
Week in, week out, it don't happen. They all make mistakes every game. Every single one of them makes a mistake in a game. When was the last time you saw Gray have a perfect game? Bergvall have a perfect game.
Huh? Gray's never had a perfect game. That's what I'm trying to get at. Gray's never had a perfect game.
This is my point, though. Kids will be kids. Right? I've got kids at home. They make mistakes every day. It's in their nature to make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, they learn from their mistakes, which is what professional footballers are supposed to do. Learn from their mistakes. But Gray makes the same mistakes over and over. So does Bergvall.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Bergvall does. I'm not putting him at world class. I'm not even saying that Bergvall's anywhere near world class, but he has improved.
Well, he would naturally improve with the amount of minutes he's getting, but still not good enough for Tottenham Hotspur first team as a starter. Maybe as an impact sub right now. You know, that bit of extra legs, bit of extra energy in the last 30 minutes of a game.
Yeah.
But there's no ways he should be in the starting 11.
No, he shouldn't be, but he is. But then you could say the same about Odegaard then. But anyway.
Same as say about Tell, Odegaard, Mikey Moore, all of them. They're all the same.
One thing about Tell is, right? Tell can go and fucking fuck off because I don't like him. Hate him.
Right, no, but to me, right, what we should be in, right, what should have happened, right? We should have built our first team around Romero and Van der Ven. Right? So then you got Romero, Van der Ven, your doggy, and Porro. There you starting. Yep. There you starting, right? Then they brought Spence in to compete with Porro. Great. Where's the left back to compete with your doggy? Where's the centre back to compete with Romero? Where's the centre back to compete with fucking Mickey Van der Ven? There isn't one. Right? Now we go to the midfield. Right? Where we had Bentancur, Maddison, and Sarr.
And Kulu, you forget.
He's played more as a winger in our team. Right?
Fair enough.
So that midfield, right? So you got that midfield in there, right? Who's behind them? Gray. Bergvall. Right? But now they've jumped in front of them. Yeah, but now they've jumped in front of them. And to me, Gray, Bergvall, Tell, Odegaard, fucking this young left back Souza, they should be third choice.
And this is exactly what Sarah keeps saying, right?
Well, they should be third choice. I'm not saying they're bad players because they're not. What they are, though, they're young. They need to learn. So they need someone experienced in front of them to learn from. So when we got like when we had Son, we should have bought his replacement 2 years before he was due to go. 2 years before. Because then he could have been fighting for a place as Son was losing his legs, come in and play. And then you had Tell behind whoever that was. So Tell's not only learning off the one in front of him, he's learning off the Son. And you've got all three. And then when Son goes, they automatically go up. Then you bring someone in behind. But what do we do?
But then this is what really get.
We have Son. We have Son, and we go, oh, don't worry, we've got Mikey Moore.
See, this is where Savo is absolutely 100% correct, yeah, right? First team all the way up there. Second team all the way down there.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in between.
No. And there hasn't been for about a decade. And I include Poch's era in that. Because we had a cracking 11 on the Poch, but we had fuck all behind it.
Well, we had more.
Right, what about the rest of the team? No, but you see what I mean? We've never ever built a squad.
Yeah.
We've always had a good 11, but right now we haven't even got a good 11.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, we've always had a good 11. Always.
Well, we haven't even got that.
It's always been good, which is why we always competed, which is why we were always towards the top four, because we had that good 11. But the reason why we didn't win titles and win cups is because those players couldn't play 48 games a season.
Yeah, but at the moment, we haven't even got a good 11. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. There is no 11. Our 11 is sat on the treatment table all together. You know, and I guarantee you, in the next 3 games, somebody who's fit now will end up on that treatment table. Guaranteed. Well, we've got 3 very physical games coming up. Someone's going to pick up an injury somewhere.
But every game is physical in the Premier. No,
of course it is. But these are more physical than most. Man United is fucking. They've turned the corner. They've turned the corner right now, Man United.
Oh, what? Because they've got Michael Carrick in charge, who's fucking everyone.
No. Not because they got Carrick in charge. Have you seen the way they played recently?
No.
Oh, so you didn't see when they beat Man City? You didn't see it when they beat Arsenal?
No.
They beat Man City and Arsenal.
Yeah, I know they beat them, but I didn't watch the matches. There's a difference.
No, but they beat them. Beat Arsenal 3-2. You know, so if they can do that to one of the best teams in the world right now, what do you think they're going to do to us? They're going to be open for the season, mate.
They're going to put our pants down and slap our asses. That's what they're going to do.
Well, yeah, they are. Considering what we did to them last season, they'll be out for fucking revenge. You know, and who have we got to defend that? Oh, kids. Get a freaking arse whooping. You know, I'm hoping they don't. I'm hoping they go out and play like they did against Man City. You know, and it's in the second half especially. But yeah, again, it's like I watch the goals we've lost this season, and they're sloppy as hell. Just sloppiness all over.
But that's why I've ever since this is all kicked off, I'm like, I don't give a damn about whether Frank stays or goes. So
no point now. What's the point? With the amount of injuries we got, and I mean, you're not just talking 1 or 2 of our key players. You're talking 13 of them.
Yeah,
are on the treatment table. 13 of our key players for our team is on the treatment table.
Well, Madison's out now until the next season, so
Well,
we ain't seeing Madison anytime this season now.
Madison and Kula were out. They were both going to be out all season anyway. We knew that, right? And even when Kulu comes back in March or April, season's nearly done then anyway, right? So it's not going to have much of an effect on it, and he won't be playing 90 minutes straight away anyway, because Frank doesn't do that as soon as they come back from injury. Their first game back is always off the subs bench.
Well, it could be worse. Could be playing them like Ange did and literally play them straight from the get-go.
Well, yeah, but again, by the time they get back match fit, somebody else is injured because of the amount of games they're having to play in a short period of time.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a fucking squad. And we will keep going round in this fucking circle until we build a squad.
Yeah.
Our injuries have been horrendous for the last 3 seasons. Even before that. Right? Because these players are playing too much. Because we don't have a squad.
Yeah, I thought Porro was Superman at one point because especially for the last 2 seasons that we saw.
Yeah, but if he doesn't have a squad, then what do you expect any manager to do?
Yeah, true.
And as much as I hate to say it, maybe next season without Europe will do us a favour.
Well, we could, like I said, if we win the Champions League, it'll be Europe again.
No, but it might do us a favour to be out of it for a season. In a way.
But we can't. Yeah, but...
No. The only reason I say that, because you're only playing once a week. It will get all our players back, fit, match fit. They won't be fucking going down like flies every fucking other game because they'll have time to come back.
Yeah, but we don't win the Champions League. That's what we've got to hope for then.
Well, no, I'm not going to say that. I want to win every fucking thing we're in. If we win it, we win it. I just can't see us winning it. But maybe next year without Europe might do us a bloody favour.
Well, you can't say that we're not going to have Europe until we're out of the Champions League. So until we're out of that, you can't say that we're not going to have Europe again next year.
No, I know. I want to stay in the Champions League. I want to win it because I think it'd be the most Spursy thing to fucking do.
Well,
wouldn't it? It'd be the most Spursiest thing to do. And Spursy decimated by injuries, and our fucking B team goes and wins the Champions League. That would be the most typical Spursy thing to do.
Yeah, but then we'd have Europe again next year, though.
Yeah, but then they won't invest.
Exactly.
If you look at the season that we didn't have Europe, the players we bought and invested in, Mickey van der Ven was one of them.
Yeah.
Andrew's first window.
Yeah.
Mickey van der Ven, Johnson, Solanke. Senior players. They didn't buy any kids that season. Well, they did. They bought one. But it was more senior players than it was youngsters.
Well, maybe we need to be out of Europe a lot more often then.
And then the following season, remember when we got into Europe? What did they buy? They bought one senior player and fucking 5 kids.
Maybe we need to be out of Europe more often then.
Well, no, because that's Enix's MO. In Europe, as long as they're in Europe, they're making money. They don't care. But the minute we're out of it and we're not in it, they're like, shit, we need to do this because they'll lose sponsorships if they're not in Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, so then let's be out of Europe a lot more often then. Because then they might actually start spending money on an actual decent squad then.
Well, no, because they'll go out and they'll buy enough to get us into Europe. It's what they do. Because we won't be in Europe. We're only playing one game a week. So they'll buy three or
Well,
four senior players. They'll come in. They'll be able to rotate week in, week out, right? And they'll all be fresh as daisies, and we'll hit probably 5th or 4th with no Europe. And then all of a sudden, we'll get into Europe, and they'll be like, "All right, we've done enough now. The squad's in Europe," and they'll just go back to buying kids again.
It's too typical.
They've done it every time. They've done it every time. Every time we've not been in Europe, they've bought senior players. Every time we've been in Europe and need to strengthen to stay there, they're not interested.
Yeah, so we know the memo. So that's
what I'm saying. Maybe we need to be out of Europe for a season. Because
do you know what? I would take being out of Europe, right, for five seasons if it meant we was gonna spend big on senior players.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be out of Europe then. That's the thing. And they know it. Because the players they buy would get us back into Europe. So you'd be straight back in the next season.
Yeah.
So, and then it's back to the normal shit. You know, it was like with Ange. They finished fifth. Right, so what they do, instead of strengthening the squad, they weakened it.
That's when we should have got rid of Johnson.
We should never have bought Johnson in the fucking first place. But again, it all comes down to me. It all comes down to it's either the director of football or it's the guy who's got the fucking purse strings. And do you know what? Whoever it is or whatever they need to do, just get them the fuck out of my club because I just don't want them here anymore.
That'll be Charlie and Vivian and the brother-in-law. They're the three.
Well, of course they are. Showing ambition on the football pitch. Like where? Where's this so-called ambition we're talking about? And please do not come out and say, we tried for Semenyo.
We tried for Semenyo, though. We tried for Semenyo, though, Paul.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit like me saying fucking to my boss. You know, they go, oh, you know, why didn't you get that, you know, that fucking booking from somewhere, right? And I go to my boss and go, well, you know, they had a better price. I couldn't match it. You know, I couldn't get anywhere near it. But I did try. I tried for it, you know, but with a $3,000 dearer. You know, but I really tried. Like, come on.
It's all right. We tried to get Semenyo, Paul. Don't worry about it, mate. We tried our hardest, then we couldn't get him
out as well, apparently.
Huh?
Tried to get Messi out of retirement. You know? Why we're going for Ronaldo? That's why he's not in their squad.
Don't worry, we even tried to get them out as well, but we didn't try hard enough.
You know, and it was proven with Semenyo though. We offered him more money to come to us. He took less money and went to City.
Tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it?
Exactly. It's not every player is about the money. Like with Eze, he knew going to Arsenal he wouldn't get as much game time. He knew at Spurs he would he'd be playing every game.
Yeah.
But there again, does he want to play every game? And risk being injured for the World Cup? No, but this is what I mean. There's a lot of factors to when people move.
Yeah. Well,
But
I think we'll call this a night. I think, don't you, Paul?
yeah,
Because
go
we've
for it,
been
mate.
going for literally an hour and 40 minutes. I was actually going to do this as a pre-record, but in the end, I thought, nah, let's just do it as a live. Sod it. But it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? So we'll have to get some. Oh, I need to speak to you afterwards when we finished here, because I need you to try and do something for me.
Yeah, no worries.
But all right, guys. Look, we're gonna end it off here. Leave a comment down below and tell us what you think the board should do with me. I mean, do you know what? It's weird though, guys, because me and Paul don't usually agree on hardly anything when it comes to Tottenham, but bloody hell, didn't we agree on absolutely a lot tonight? Oh, but
It's not
anyway,
about agreeing, mate. It's about wanting what's best for fucking our club. And at the minute, I'm fucking absolutely disgusted with it.
yeah,
We haven't
same.
strengthened at all.
Yeah, same here, man. Same here. Absolutely same here. Right, anyway, guys.
Breaking. Christian Romero labels Spurs situation as unbelievable.
What? Oh, sorry, guys. We was about to go off air, but now we've got this breaking news. Da-da-da-da. Go on, Paul.
Appears that he's criticised the club's hierarchy on social media.
Christian Romero labels the situation as unbelievable and disgraceful.
Oh,
This is what
yeah.
he posted. Great effort from all my teammates yesterday. They were incredible. I wanted to be available to help them, even though I wasn't feeling well, especially since we only had 11 players available. Unbelievable, but true and disgraceful. We'll keep showing up and taking responsibility to turn it around, working hard and staying together. But that's all that's left to thank you for all being there and always supporting us, the fans.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. Of course it is, yeah. Breaking news.
Yeah, but he's right.
Yeah.
He's right. And you know what? If the club captain is calling you out, isn't it time for change?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely it's time for change, especially if your club captain's calling you out like that. Definitely, 100%.
That's not the first time he's done it.
Yeah, I know it's not, but what else can Romero do? He can only do so much. We've got to put the pressure on the board as well, but it is what it is. Any other bit of breaking news you need to let us know? Oh, okay. Well, if that's the only bit of breaking news, then blimey. Oh, well. So, I mean, that's just crazy.
You see,
that's absolutely.
Yeah.
Sod it. Anyway.
Sorry, mate. Right,
anyway.
See you all. Go on, close it off.
We'll catch up with you guys in the next one. Until next time, peace.
Come on, you Spurs.